Good morning, friends. Happy Sunday. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for tuning in to join me. Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. Happy Valentine's Day. It's me, Cassandra, with Mobile Om Yoga, here with a special heart-opening edition of our Sunday yoga series from the beautiful Confluence Park in San Antonio, Texas. So today I am here right on top of the new stairway that they just installed at Confluence Park that takes you down directly to access to the river. So if you haven't been down here in a while, this is an amazing new addition to one of our favorite spaces, another reason to get outside and to enjoy all the spaces that our sponsors, the San Antonio River Foundation, do so much work to take care of in our waterways here in San Antonio. So I'm grateful to them, the San Antonio River Foundation, for sponsoring this series and allowing us to come together virtually in this online space, especially on this beautiful Valentine's Day Sunday. So let's go ahead and get started in our practice. We're gonna start down on the floor in a child's pose. So go ahead, come down and meet me there. So bring your knees nice and wide here, hips are nestled back onto your heels, and you're just gonna bring your arms out nice and long towards the front of your mats. And if it's possible to bow down all the way to the floor, let's ground the forehead down to meet the mat. And just take a moment to settle in here into a full few deep breaths in and out through the nose. Perhaps nestling the hips a little deeper or walking the fingertips a little longer. Shrugging the shoulders away from your ears. As we connect to our breath this morning, a reminder that as we work to open our hearts, to get into an open-hearted space, cultivating some self-love today, we're starting with the breath, because our heart, it's nestled within our lungs, right in its home. So the deeper and the more full we breathe, the more we begin to cultivate that space in our physical hearts. Take one more really big, full, deep breath into the chest here. And as you exhale, empty yourself out. All right, you're gonna go ahead and lift your head from the mat, walk your hands all the way back, and we're just gonna come to sitting on the knees here, sitting on the feet. So we're getting a little stretch in the top of the feet that might get a little uncomfortable. We're gonna work through that. We won't be here too long. We're gonna take an arm variation here called the Circle of Joy to start to open up our chest, open up the shoulders. And it just consists of a few different movements of our hands and our palms. So it starts at prayer center, thumbs connected to the hearts, finding that Anjali mudra. Let's just take a moment here, really pressing into the palms, rolling the shoulders back and breathing deep into the hearts. Before we begin our circle of joy, just take a moment, maybe close your eyes, and cultivate an awareness of your heartfelt intention. Why you're showing up on your mat this morning. At the end of the day, this practice is really about showing up for ourselves. So the ultimate gift of self-love. Taking one more breath, lifting the chest up towards the thumbs. And exhaling it out. Go ahead and open up your eyes. You're going to take an inhale right where you're at. And then with your exhale, you're going to interlace the hands and you're going to press the palms away. Draw the navel in, really round the back of the heart here. Now on your next inhale, you're sitting up straight. Try to keep the ears close to the arms as you come up tall. Reach the palms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, release the hands, find cactus arms. So a few more just like that. Inhale, hands are going to come together. Interlace as you exhale, press forward. Inhale, stretch up tall to the sky. Be sure to keep the shoulders sinking low as you find the stretch. Exhale into cactus arms. Let's do one more breath of joy here. Palms come together. Inhale. Interlace as you exhale, press it out. Inhale, lift and stretch. And exhale into cactus arms. You're going to bring your hands down next to your hips. All right, you're just going to bump your hips over to the left side, kind of nestle in so that you're sitting on that left hip on the inside of your feet here. All right, let's inhale all 10 fingers up to the sky. And you'll notice you're already kind of constricting in that right side. You're just going to continue that side stretch. So right hand comes to the outside of your feet, and you're leaning over, stretching out the left side body here. Big, full breath. Now we're taking that breath into the side of the rib cage. Maybe looking up under that left arm if that's available to you here. And on your next inhale, you're going to begin to sit upright. Take your left hand down by your hip. All right, inhale, reach actually all 10 fingers to the sky. We're going to begin to twist towards the left side. Right hand's going to come to the outside of your left knee. Left hand's going to circle all the way back and just reach out behind you. So inhale, sit up tall. As you exhale, open that left arm like a wing. And then inhale, you're going to come all the way back to center. Sitting on that left hip, start to extend that right leg out in front of you. All right. Take an inhale. You're going to turn the body so that you're directly over that right leg. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, start to fold as long as you can, keeping a nice long spine. And see where your hands land. See if they can come onto your shin perhaps, or maybe all the way to the foot. Now you're going to inhale, you're going to reach up, sit tall, and as you exhale, see if you can bend a little deeper. If you're grabbing the foot, maybe you keep the hand connected. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, and stay here. Draw the navel in towards the spine and pull the heart towards the toes. Each inhale, each exhale. See if you can bow a little bit deeper in towards your left, or towards that right leg. One more inhale and exhale here. On your next inhale, begin to come all the way back upright. You're going to take your left arm up to the sky and then reach it all the way out to the outside of your left hip. We're going to reach the right arm up. We're taking it up. Find your left knee to the ground, right toes point. We're in a modified side plank. And then you're going to exhale, lower back to your hip. You're going to rebend that right knee so that you're back into that position, sitting on that left hip. And then pop yourself back up, hips onto your heels. Take an inhale, sweep all 10 fingers to the sky. As you exhale, you're going to sweep your hands back and bow your head as close as you can get to the mats. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, take it back. This time, stand up on your knees. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, back. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Just sweep the arms. Keep the hips back. Inhale, up. And then as you exhale, hands by your side, you're just going to pop the hips over onto that right side. So you're sitting on the right hip this time. Feet are over on the left side. All right. Inhale, stretch up tall, all 10 fingers to the sky. Left hand's coming to the outside of your feet. Lift tall. Exhale, lean over, finding that side body stretch. Big breath in. And exhale it out. One more breath in and out here. And then on your exhale, go ahead and come upright. Right hand comes down. Left hand comes to the inside of your, or outside of that right knee. Sit up tall. Right arm's going to reach behind you. Find a twist. Inhale, sit up tall. Use the left hand on your knee as leverage. Twist that right arm back. One more inhale. Exhale, open. And then inhale, come back into center. Sitting into that right hip, extend your left leg out. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're turning over that left leg. Inhale, sitting up tall. As you exhale, fold forward over your leg, walking your hands onto the shins or to the foot, wherever you can reach here. Inhale, you're gonna lift up tall. Exhale, bend down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. One more time, up. Exhale, bend down and stay. Breathe here. Inhaling, the heart lengthens. Each exhale, softening down. One more full round of breath. Inhale. Through the exhale. On your inhale, begin to rise up. You're going to take that right hand all the way behind you, and you're going to lift up onto that right knee. Lift the left arm up and over, and then go ahead and come all the way back down. You're sitting on the right hip. You're going to bring that left knee next to the right, and then pop yourself back up into neutral. One more exercise here. You're going to take the hands back behind you. Fingertips are facing towards the feet. Roll the shoulders back, draw the shoulder blades into the chest to help tip the chest, tip the heart up. You can stay right here and just inhale to lift up the chest, or you can take the hips up off of your heels, lifting some space into the front of your hip flexors. Big breath in. And then on your exhale, settle the heels back, and we're gonna lift up. This time, hands coming out in front of you, making your way into a tabletop pose. Wrists under shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, the belly drops, gaze lifts, arch the spine. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, belly towards the ground, lift up the gaze. Exhale, tuck and round. And one more time, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And exhale to tuck and round. And then go ahead and find yourself here in a neutral spine. All right, let's find our first downward facing dog. Palms one, palm print in front, tuck the toes, lift your hips up and back towards the sky. Walking out one knee at a time, settle into the legs. Again, this practice of yoga is a deep listening, a deep experience of being with yourself. So notice who it is that you're being as we move through these shapes. Take pause, find your breath. Making this a full expression of gratitude, of appreciation, of love for yourself. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, leading with your heart, you're going to shift the heart forward, finding a high plank. And then an exhale to slowly lower the belly down towards the mat. Uncurl your toes here. Nice. We're going to keep the palms on the mat right next to the rib cage. Take a few breaths to rise up into cobra and come back down. So inhale, you're going to lift up into cobra. Just lift the chest. Keep the feet engaged into the mat. Hug your elbows in. Keep pretty low this first one. Exhale, lower down. So we're going to do a few more just like that. Inhale, lift, squeeze the elbows. Maybe you come just a little bit higher, but you don't want too much weight in your hands. Lift the hands, so we're squeezing the back of the heart. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift up, maybe a little bit higher. You can have weight in the hands this time, but you keep the elbows bent, point the elbows back, and then exhale, go ahead and lower all the way down. All right, bend your right knee and grab a hold of your foot with your right hand. Pull the heel in towards your glute here. Nice. You can stay here or inhale, lift up and find a cobra chest. Squeeze that left elbow in. Keep pulling the heel in towards your glute, pressing the front of that right hip down to the mat. And then you're going to lower down. Release the right foot, bring the right hand next to your rib cage. Bend your left knee. Take a hold of your left foot, left ankle, and you're just pulling it in. So that may just be holding it, maybe imagining you're holding it, depending on where you're at today, that's okay. Once you're holding it, you're pulling that heel in, pressing the front of your pelvis, the front of the hips down. You can stay here, just getting the quad stretch, or adding that heart opener. Lift the chest, squeeze your elbows in. Lift and squeeze. And then exhale, go ahead and release and let go of your left foot. One more time into Cobra Pose, keeping both legs on the ground. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. Back to downward dog. You're going to lift up on an inhale, hips high, exhale. All right, take an inhale here, reaching that right leg to the sky. Bend your right knee and open up the right hip. Take a big breath in here. And then look forward to your hands. As you exhale, you're going to draw the knee toward your nose and step that right foot forward. Really walk it long and sink in deep. We're keeping the back knee lifted, but sink in really deep so you're feeling that stretch in the back of the left thigh. Press the left heel back. And then to the best of your ability here, you're just going to inhale, straighten the right knee, and exhale, fold. Inhale, straighten as much as you can. You're sending that right hip back. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten and stay. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold. So it's a wide leg pyramid here. Breathing into the back of that right leg. And then you're going to look forward, bend into that right knee. Walk your hands forward. You're going to step into the right foot. Take your left leg up to the sky. So you're finding some balance, a little balance on that right foot. Left foot's going straight to the sky. And then you're just going to begin to drop. You're going to keep that left foot off the ground. Begin to drop your knees together. Keep that left foot bent. This is called Flamingo Pose. So your knees are glued together. Your left heel is coming in towards your glutes. You can stay right here. Maybe you challenge a little more. Take that right hand and grab your foot. This is a lot of challenge. Stay here. Or maybe you begin to point that left knee up towards the sky. Balance and breathe. You took the hand to your foot. Go ahead, release. If you're still in flamingo, straighten that left leg up to the sky. Inhale. You're going to slowly bend into your right knee. Find your left toes at the back of your mats. Keep your left hand planted. Inhale, up and open through that right arm. Exhale, right hand down. Right foot steps back, high plank, lower through chaturanga, or all the way to the belly, cobra. Or you can take full up dog. We're pretty warm now. Straightening the arms, lifting those thighs. And then downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Take a breath in and a breath out. Left heel lifts, bends, open up that left leg. Big inhale. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, look forward. On your exhale, you're going to bring that left foot in between your hands. Keep walking it deep. Sink into the hips. Low runner's lunge here. All right, inhale, work on straightening that left knee. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten and stay. Exhale, fold. Big breath in and out. One more breath in and out here. Look forward, begin to bend back into that left knee. Walk your hands forward. Maybe you take the right foot a couple of times. You've got this. You're stepping into the left foot. You've got the hands on the mat. You don't have to lift the leg far. It's not about where we go, right? Gotta have places for everyone here. Breathe. Now we're gonna find that flamingo pose. Right knee coming to meet your left. Squeeze the knees. Stay here. You've got your hands as balance. We don't have to go any further. Just breathe. When we find self-love, we cultivate compassion in those moments where we don't know where we're going, right? If you want to try going a step further, left hand to left foot. Give yourself credit for standing on one foot and grabbing onto your other. Not very many people are doing that this Sunday. If you want to go deeper, maybe you work towards taking that right knee up towards the sky. One more breath in and out. Wherever you are, we're going to kick that right leg to the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly lower the right toes back behind you, coming into a lunge. Right hand plants. Inhale, lifts that left arm up and open. As you exhale, left hand to the mat. Left foot steps to meet the right and lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lower down your knees to the mat. Unroll your toes. Walk your hands forward. We're going to find puppy pose. Bringing the forehead down, keeping your hips lifted up towards the sky. Shoulders melting back. Another name for this pose when we take a more yin variation or a more passive variation is heart melting pose. So you really want to feel that release of any tight space in your heart. Softening down and back. Spreading your sit bones wide towards the sky. If you need support, you can bend one or both forearms, but your forehead rests on the forearms. Maybe walk your hands out a little wider. I'm just taking a couple breaths more here, in and out through the nose, letting your heart melt. And then on your next inhale, just make a fluid movement coming up and then rolling yourself all the way down onto your belly once again. You're going to come back to that place where you bend your right knee and grab onto your right foot. And this time you're going to come upright and bring your left forearm to support you. You're just going to kick that right foot back. So the right arm is straight this time. Right foot's kicking. You're feeling the quad turn on. Your heart is lifting. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, release that right leg. Bring the right forearm down. And you're going to bend that right knee to the right side of your mat. If this is too much, trying to soften the front of that right hip to the ground, you can just bring your forehead down. Take a few breaths here. gonna come back onto your forearms if you came down, just as a transition. So we're gonna work on threading the needle here. We're coming onto the left shoulder, and you're gonna take the right arm and you're gonna start to roll over, like you're trying to roll onto your back. But that right knee is kind of anchoring you over. So we're opening ourselves into a spinal twist. You can take it deeper here by bending the left knee. So that's your right knee's the one bent in front of you, your left is your other. The right hand's the one hanging out over here. You're gonna grab onto that foot and maybe you open it back. So the full pose here is cat pulling its tail. Should be pretty open in the quads if that's available for you. Try it on. If you took the bind, release your foot. Begin to unwind. You're going to straighten the right leg and just come all the way onto your belly. Stack your forearms, your forehead onto your forearms, and just take a few big, full, deep breaths here. Refuel your heart space here, paying attention to the back body. Coming back to your intention, your why, reminding yourself that your most important relationship to nourish is the relationship with yourself. And being here on this Sunday morning is such a beautiful way to nourish that relationship. So thank you. Thank yourself. Go ahead and come up onto your forearms. We're going to take that to the other side. So bend your left knee, reach your left hand back to the left foot. You're going to keep the heart lifted and charged forward as you kick that left foot back, this time into your hand. Keep lifting as you kick and lift, opening up the chest, feeling that quad fire up. And then go ahead, release your hands onto the mat, into your Sphinx, and bring your left knee out to the side. Finding that half frog. Again, if it's way too much, staying upright. Come down onto the forehead for a moment. Try to soften the front of your hip down. All right, and then we're going to take it into the twist. So if you've come down, go ahead and lift up. And you're taking your right arm across towards that half frog left knee. And as you lie back down, you're going to kind of roll towards your back. You're rolling on to that right side, reaching the left arm out. You can keep reaching it over to the side, or maybe bend the knee, the right knee, your extended leg, and grab onto your foot for that cat pulling on its tail variation. And accept whatever shape you're in any moment, because it's not about the poses. Just remember, it's about who we are. How do we interact? Let's be gentle and compassionate. You took the bind, release the foot, straighten the left leg as you begin to roll back onto your belly. Coming onto the belly. And then you're going to press yourself up and all the way back, hips to heels. Knees are narrow, forehead bows towards the mat. Take a breath in and out here. And we're going to come to stand on the shins. All right, our final hip opening posture today, really charging up our heart space, working on all that openness. We worked on our quads. You're going to bring your hands on your low back. We're going to do 2 of these, so you've got 2 chances here. So hands are going to be on your low back, and I want you first to find that tucking of your tailbone. So you're going to draw your tailbone under and press the front of your hips forward. So you want to try to, at all times, keep the front of the hips over your knees. So as you press the hips forward, curl that tailbone down. And you want to focus on length before you bend. So you're going to inhale, lengthen up, and come back. Keep pressing into the hands here. And each inhale, charge up through the heart with your breath. Each exhale, wrap your elbows back. Use the anchor of your hands to tuck your tailbone. Again, we don't need to go far. It's the energy of lifting and opening in the chest. Let's all keep the hands on the low back here for this first round. One more breath. And then you'll begin to come upright and just sit your hips back onto your heels and take a moment here. Resting in your back. In and out, breathing here. So next, we're gonna have a couple more variations you can try on this morning depending on how open you're feeling. That might already be a lot, and this can be an area where some anxiety can come up, because when we're working with our heart space, there's lots of layers, lots of protection that we have built, and sometimes it can be a lot when we kind of rip that all open at once. So be gentle with yourself, really gently unfold to where you are this morning, and let this be a really like a nourishing unfolding instead of like a ripping open, okay? So with that said, we're gonna take our last camel pose here. A few options if you're ready to kind of go a little deeper. The first step is you can just flip your palms upright. So you can turn your hands up your back, and this is just gonna help reposition the shoulders and help kind of keep that heart lifted. The next step could be to come to the hands onto the thighs, kind of pulling those thighs apart. And finally, if you're able, you grab the heels. Just be careful for those hips not to come back behind the knees. So take a few moments, explore this on your own. I'm gonna start with the fingertip variation upright because I love the way that one feels. Help to tuck the tailbone, fall back. Chin can stay tucked in your pose the whole time if that feels safest for you. The head can fall back if that's okay for you too. Wherever you are, try to keep your breath moving through you. Hands can again walk to those thighs or down to the heels. Each inhale though, you want to lift up. Think more up before you go back. One more breath in and out. All right, be very kind to yourself as you slowly rise and bring your hips to meet your heels. This can be a lot. Take a moment here. A grounding place I like to find weaving the fingers into our unshakable trust mudra onto the heart space. Close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths into your heart. Thanking yourself for making time to meet yourself, for having the compassion to arrive just as you are. Go ahead and release the hands away from the heart, and we can come up off of the feet. I know we've done a lot of knee sitting, so it should feel nice to bring the feet out in front. Go ahead, roll the feet out. And we're just gonna make your way to lie all the way down onto the back. All right, bring the soles of the feet down to the mat, knees to face up towards the sky. All right, you're gonna take that right ankle to cross over your left knee, finding a figure 4 with the legs here, and then draw that left knee in as we find a reclining pigeon. You can rock from side to side, right hip to left hip, noticing where you might feel tender. Maybe pause in that space and breathe. Notice if you're rolling the shoulders off the mat, try to keep them soft. Go ahead and release your left foot down to the ground. Keep that right ankle crossed for a moment. We're just gonna slide it now that the thighs are completely crossed. And then you're gonna toe heel your left foot over towards the right side of the mat. Then you're gonna lift your hips and scooch them over to the right. Then your knees are gonna fall to the left. This is gonna give you some more space, but this is a pretty intense twist. So if it's too much, just simply uncross that right leg so it sits on top of your left. You don't have to cross them over. You're gonna try to open that right arm out to the right side. If you're like me, close to the side of your mat, you can cactus the arm and kind of grab your mat and use it to help anchor that right shoulder down. One more big breath in and out here. Go ahead and release and bring the knees back to center. Recenter the hips back to center. Uncross the legs and bring your right foot to the ground with your knees windshield wipe from side to side. And then we'll take it to the other side. Left ankle crossing over the right knee. Drawing that right knee in, and we are going to grab a hold of the back of that right thigh. Draw the ankle in as close as you can, then you rock gently from side to side until you explore. So part of this self-exploration is knowing where that edge is. Having the discernment to hold yourself there without reacting, and trusting yourself to grow. One more breath in and out here. Go ahead and release the right foot down. You're gonna allow the thighs to cross. We'll find the twist here. First, walking the right foot over to the left side and scoot your hips over to that side as well. Knees are gonna fall to the right. Open the left arm over to the opposite side, and know again, you can uncross the legs if it becomes too much. A few big deep breaths in and out here, nourishing and emptying. All of these physical poses were designed to prepare us for a deeper experience of meditation or mindfulness within our own body. One more breath in and out here. Go ahead and unwind yourself back to center. Bring the hips back to center, unwind the knees. Bring your nose up towards your knees, knees up to your nose. Give yourself one more big hug, squeeze it in, and then release it out into Shavasana. So our Shavasana is ultimately a meditation. So our Shavasana is really the culmination of our practice. The step one in self-love is just really being here for ourselves. Leaning in and listening. So take a moment. Soften yourself, move around, nestle into the Shavasana. Find a way to get a little more comfortable so that you can drop the physical body for a moment and just begin to observe your breath. As you watch your breath moving in and out, match your inhale with the statement internally, just saying to yourself, I am. Pause at the top, and as you exhale, you just repeat here now. Arrive here for yourself, within the context of your skin, the context of your mind. I am here now. I want you you to bring your awareness now to your heart space, witnessing it expanding and contracting with each breath. Your breath is the immediate messenger to the heart. So as you stay connected to your breath, you can shift the mantra to speak to your own heart. Keeping the first half, I am. And then whatever your heart needs to hear. I am here now. I am enough. I am peaceful. I am loved. Charge your heart these last few moments with whatever message it needs to hear today. And gently begin to wake up from the heart to the fingers. Stretch your arms out wide. Inhale. And then bring them across the chest and give yourself a really big hug. Maybe you rock side to side into the upper back. Inhale again, open up. This time reach the arms overhead. Begin to wake up your toes and stretch them in the opposite direction. Big inhale, reaching in opposite directions. And then the knees will come in towards the chest. Rolling over to your right side. Take a moment in the fetal position. It's almost like a seed. We take this space that we feel comforted. Often this is a place we come when we're kind of at the end of our rope because it feels like home. Call this the OG yoga pose, reminding us that this practice is trying to peel away the layers to get us back to this homey place that resides within. And just take a moment here, and using your hands, you'll gently begin to press upright, trying not to disturb your awareness too much. We'll finish sitting nice and tall in your spine, palms together at the heart, pressing into our salutation seal, our prayer mudra, which is our moment to seal in this practice, seal in whatever it was that brought you here. I'm grateful that you've chosen to spend this Valentine's Day morning tuning into yourself. Take your chin down toward your chest, bow down, and take a moment to honor your own self here, to honor your intention, to breathe into being whatever that heartfelt message you had for yourself today. We're going to close our practice with the vibration of Om, a vibration to celebrate this wisdom within ourselves and this collective of our virtual community this morning. So keeping the hands pressed together at the heart, or you can ground the palms on the chest if that feels more grounding for you. Take a deep breath in and up into the heart. Open your mouth and sigh it out. And you'll inhale, exhale to Om. Palms back together if you took them apart, thumbs to your third eye. Imagine you can see those seated around you, joining you in community here, and together we will honor one another. As I bow to you, I see you, I am grateful for you. Namaste. Again, thank you so much for joining me this Sunday morning. I am so grateful to be able to bring these practices to you every single week. And if you're ever looking for more opportunities to join within the week, we have several other opportunities, both here in the virtual experience. On Monday evenings, we have a class that we partner with the San Antonio River Authority, another one of our amazing local partners, bringing you classes from the San Pedro Creek. And if you're looking to dive in a little more into your own self-care, maybe nurturing a little more stillness and deep-seated listening, I am hosting a self-care series that actually starts tomorrow, and it's not too late for you to sign up and register. It's going to be 14 days of virtual yoga, yin, really slow restorative practices that I will be offering from my house to your house, that you can join either live with us each day in person or watch them at your own convenience. So if you're interested, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. Again, thanks for tuning in. I'd love to know what you thought of class, or where you're tuning in from, or anything you want to say is always welcome here. Just leave it in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me. I can't wait to see you guys here next week.